Productivity on a construction site plays a very vital role, not only in improving the project economics but also in improving the on-site quality and safety. Our aim is to observe the construction activity, study the ways in which it is currently performed on site, and based on our studies, suggest the improvement in work procedure that can be adopted to increase the productivity of the construction activity at hand. Our study involves the construction work which is in progress at the Wasaja Hall at the corner of 1st Street and Gregory Drive. Named after the university's first Native American graduate, Wasaja Hall is a part of Iconberry Commons North area and is scheduled to open in fall 2016, and thus the construction work is in full swing. When complete, Wasaja Hall will house 504 students in its co-ed rooms with all the modern facilities. Considering the environmental sustainability, Wasaja Hall will be constructed to LEED Gold certification standards.
Let's have a look at operation and construction processes involved. We observed concreting of pedestrian pavement, a part of Iconberry Hall No. 3 project on South Campus. The activity was performed by Stark Construction Company. Iconberry Hall No. 3 project is a 504-bedroom student dormitory scheduled to open in fall 2016. It has a gross area of 155,000 square feet, and a substantial part of the building is already completed. The majority of activity which are pending right now involves pavement construction, earthwork, landscaping, along with interior finishes and furnishing works. Let's meet our crew. Here we have the pump operator who is responsible for operating the pump and controlling the boom pipe with his joysticks. The next we have the boom pipe handler. He is responsible for the heap for dumping the concrete in the required areas. Fast forwarding to the activity, here now we reach for the next one, which is concrete spreaders. The two concrete spreaders are using come along to spread the heap uniformly and create a regular surface. Moving on, now we have the initial finisher who is using a leveling web to have the initial finish of the concrete. Further, we have the vibrator operator who is responsible for vibrating of concrete and spreading it around, leveling and getting rid of all the voids in the concrete. The bull flow operator here, he is responsible for the final finishing and giving a smooth surface to the concrete surface. He is also responsible for taking care of concrete to not get cracks and regularly spray water before doing the bull flow operation. Finally, the final finisher, he gives all the smooth edges and chamfering to the edges of the concrete, the curbstone which we see it every day, and also responsible for the final touch-ups of the concrete.
Based on our site observations, we came up with a process chart for the operation. The arrival of concrete mixture on site was characterized as a storage activity, whereas the concrete loading into the boom placer was characterized as a transportation activity, which was for a total distance of 145 feet, and it took place for a duration of 2.5 minutes. All the other activities such as placing of concrete, spreading of concrete, vibrating of concrete, initial and final finish of concrete were characterized as operation activities, and they accounted for a total of 18 minutes and 30 seconds. The inspection of final finished concrete happened for a duration of 30 seconds, and that was characterized as an inspection activity.
During our observation, we documented the concrete placing operation for sidewalk of Wasaja Hall. The data collected was analyzed to create average cycle time of operation. Based on this cycle time, we prepared a crew balance chart as seen. The red blocks show idle time of respective workers. The other blocks represent respective work of each worker. The overall crew operation was found to be 48.5% idle. We further analyzed the effective working and idle time for individual workers and also based on the activities they were involved. On the basis of this analysis, we have suggested 3 possible improvement plans.
Now let us see the improvement plan 1. As you've already observed in the existing crew balance, it can be clearly observed that the workers are excessively idle. So it would be ideal for us to minimize the amount of idle time and so that we can greatly impact the efficiency of the labor force. During our site visit, we observed that the final finishing men were, in comparison to the other persons, had additional idle time. So men who perform final finishing operations are generally needed for 4 minutes of the complete cycle of 4.5 minutes. In order to significantly reduce this idle time and increase the efficiency of the crew, we have optimized the use of these final finishers. In the improvement plan, we in our crew balance have eliminated concrete finisher 3. All his duties of final finishing were allotted to the bull flow finisher.
Let's have a look at improvement plan 2. Another improvement plan that our team is proposing in this site is removal of concrete finisher and vibrator operator. During our visit to site, we observed that the concrete vibrator is active for only 2 minutes in the total cycle time of 4.5 minutes. So, the operation of vibrating machine can be done by any worker and needs no professional experience to do so. The basic functional requirement of concrete vibration is that it should be done perpendicular to concrete surface. With this idea in mind, we have optimized the operation involving concrete vibrator by removing this personnel. Instead, this operation is dividing among the boom handling operator and concrete spreader, which reduce the cost of operation by an amount equal to the daily wage of vibrator operator. It also increases the productivity of the boom pipe handler and concrete spreader by increasing their active time from 2.5 minutes to 3.5 minutes and 3 minutes respectively.
Now talking about the third improvement which we are suggesting, which is a technological improvement and which is bringing automation in our process. It is a power screed. Basically, a screed bar is an equipment which is used to level the concrete. A power screed is a motorized screed wherein a frame is placed on the screed bar and a motor is placed onto it, which vibrates as well as levels the concrete. So as can be seen from our crew balance chart, by using a power screed, we are replacing 2 concrete finishers, 1 vibrator and its operator with a power screed and its operator. This will have time as well as cost implications, which we are going to discuss in the later part of our presentation.
This is the power screed which we are bringing in our project as a technological improvement. This power screed can both level as well as vibrate the concrete. The power screed has been designed to suit the operator's need, as you can adjust the handlebars. This power screed has a 4-stroke 1.5 horsepower engine attached to its frame. This 1.5 horsepower engine is the industry standard for vibratory equipments used in construction. The drive shaft of a power screed is straight and is in line with the engine and the weights. As a result of this, the vibrations are evenly distributed all along the screed bar. Vibration pushes the aggregate down, allowing the cream of the concrete to rise up to the top. This results in a very strong slab and which is very easy to finish as well. The vibrations in the power screed can be adjusted to suit the needs of the concrete as well as the operator. It is very efficiently designed to not transfer the vibrations from the power screed to the hands of the operator. You can see in the video how easily the power screed can finish and level the concrete with the proper vibrations. This power screed is very suitable for our project wherein we are casting the sidewalk. The finish required just matches what we need.
On comparing the price of a power screed, when you're going to buy it in the market, it will cost you anywhere from $400 to $2,000 depending on what make it is. And if you're going to rent it, it will cost you around $55 an hour, which is what we have used in our analysis.
Let's discuss the cost and time implication of our improvements. As you can see in this graph, with the total time as 100% in the original case, we reduced the time required for the operation to 89% with improvement number 1. With improvement number 2 and 3, we reduced the total time required for the operation to 78% of the original time. Let's discuss the cost implications of our improvement. As you can see, originally our cost was $3,942. With improvement 1, we got it reduced to $3,576. With improvement number 2, we got it reduced to $3,305. Ultimately, when we changed the equipment, we got it reduced to $2,869. Let's look at this graph to understand the cost implication in percentage terms. If we see, with case number 1, we reduced the cost of operation by 9%. In case number 2, we reduced the cost of operation by 16%. Ultimately, in final case number 3, we reduced the total cost of operation by 27%.
In conclusion, after analyzing the concrete placing operation on site, we can definitely say there's a lot of scope for improvement of crew productivity. Keeping both cost and time factors in mind, using power screed is the best improvement, since it not only reduces the cost of operation by 27%, but also results in time savings of 22%. Thus, improvement plan number 3 is the most optimum solution. However, if a technology change is not in scope, then improvement plan number 2 would be the next best choice, because even it will help reducing the operation cost by 16% and result in a 22% time saving.
Start. शुरू.
गाइड करो थोड़ा. ऋषि भाई हाथ दिखाओ थोड़ा ऊपर.
27. पासवर्ड क्या है?
Sit. What's the password for this?
कुछ बोलने में क्या यार, आवाज तो आएगी. अरे हाँ, कुछ भी बकचोदी बोल देना भाई, समझ सकते हो. ओके चल
करो तो सर.
इसको रब करना.
चालू है. वीडियो चालू है.
Adjust your time. ये पीछे जो दूसरी छोटा पार्ट है वो.
अरे 33 सेकंड का.
वो स्लाइड्स खोली तूने? हाँ भाई ऊपर भी लग रहा है. गोल में रखना.
अबे वो नीचे तक आ नहीं रहा.
काम ठीक है, हो गया.
Shadow is coming on that.
बनाने के लिए चाहिए क्या जल्दी?
पापा छोड़िए ना उसको.
और ऑब्जर्वेशन. अबे क्या कर रहे हो? मैं हट रहा हूँ और ये